Do you ever find that some decluttering experts provide the advice of just start? Myself included sometimes. But there are times when you don't know where to start or how to start. So today I'm sharing 5 real-life practical first steps to take when you're struggling with decluttering or feeling stuck in clutter. A lot of these are strategies that we as professional organizers have used in client homes over the past 3 years. Remember that everyone declutters differently, so choose the one that's right for you, not the one that you think is the coolest or the best or the flashiest. So make sure you listen to all 5 before you decide which one is a good fit. Number 1 is to clear a surface for sorting. Pull out a foldable table, clear the bed, clear a spot on the floor. Having a clear surface to review items is a game changer. When we are trying to sort, a collection of Beanie Babies on a dresser that also has clean laundry and it also has your jewelry and it also has last week's mail on it, our brains just get so distracted. It makes it just so much harder to focus on that task at hand. So many times we'll have a client that looks inside of one of their drawers and just says, I don't even know what's in there. They can't even think straight because it's so confusing to look at. But we clear a space, we lay everything from the drawer out on that surface, ideally sorted by categories, and bam, within minutes, all decisions are made. Bonus points if the surface is at counter height or if you have a chair, so that ideally you're able to declutter for longer. You might find that a lot of the spaces you're working in are where the floor is cold or dusty, so having an old sheet or towel is perfect for designating that area and also making it a little bit nicer to work in. Strategy number 2 is to finish one thing, which might sound like a confusing tip for when we're feeling lost and don't know where to start. But it can be finishing anything related to managing the home. It could be dropping off the donations from last week's decluttering session. It could be packing up the books that you decided are definitely going to go to that little free library down the street. Maybe it's finally taking photos of your pile of sale items and posting them online to sell. Finishing up loose ends or a project you've already started can do wonders for our confidence. This strategy actually hit me hard recently when I was gardening. As I've mentioned before, I'm a terrible gardener and I avoid it at all costs. However, we do have 4 gardens, so sometimes I just have to buckle down and get it done. A couple of weeks ago, we ended up tackling one of the gardens, just one. But we finished it completely and it's probably the best it's ever looked. And the confidence I got from finishing that one garden gave me so much motivation to keep going. The next day I finished a second garden, and then this past weekend we actually started on the 3rd one. So even if you're not finishing up decluttering an entire closet, just finishing one task related to decluttering might be just what you need to keep going. I actually received a comment on one of my recent videos that I felt was a perfect add-on to this suggestion. They wrote, "I have noticed when I become stressed or overwhelmed decluttering, I go into a room or drawer or shelf that is organized and see what the end result achieves, and I feel ready to tackle a new area again." I love this, and I totally agree. Simply reminding our brains, wait a second, we can do hard things, we can finish things, is sometimes all we need to get started. Strategy number 3 is just to use sticky notes. Probably 60 to 90 minutes into every single client project, I will pause and think, I need sticky notes. Sometimes I even say it out loud. Where are the sticky notes? Sometimes I use them to clarify the piles that I'm making. So this is the casserole dish that we have to return to grandma. This is the pile of clothes for the women's shelter. And this is our sell pile that we're gonna list on Marketplace. These labels help keep us organized, reduce the chaos, and even just kind of make things seem more official. No, that bag of shirts that now has a sticky label saying thrift shop is never going back in the closet. It is official. A lot of times I'll use the sticky notes even just to make a list of action items that I know need to be tackled. Oftentimes a task that I know I won't have time to do in this session, but I want to remind myself to finish them later in the week or later in the month. Or sometimes it's a list of supplies that I know I need to grab. So, I need to grab more garbage bags, or I need to grab more recycle bags. Or maybe it's, yes, I want to remember I have to find a bin in the garage that is good for, holding our shredding. Sometimes when we're dealing with multiple boxes, we'll actually put a sticky note with a date on each one of them, so we have a plan of when we're going to tackle each one. I personally also find that just putting pen to paper, even if it's just for a quick note, can be so therapeutic. Number 4 is step away. get outside, move your body, get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do to get the heck away from the overwhelm of the clutter, even if it's just for a quick second. Very often we'll be in the middle of a really big declutter job and we just get so deep in that we get into what I call frantic mode. We will have spent hours in the same room surrounded by the same stuff and we sort of just get a bit loopy, and I can feel our productivity slow down. And then I just walk outside, take a deep breath of fresh air and remind myself that there is a world outside of this project. 9 times out of 10 we'll walk back into the space and we'll be like, oh, of course, like what were we thinking? That's the solution we were looking for. Or that's what we need to do next. Making decisions and just thinking becomes just so much easier. This even works in other parts of my job as well. So maybe I'm working on a script and I just feel totally stuck, whether I'm stuck for creative ideas or maybe someone left a really mean comment and my confidence is just shattered for a quick moment. I will get up, force myself to put on my shoes, go for a walk around the block. Within minutes, I all of a sudden have like a new solution or a new way of looking at the problem, and things just feel lighter. Remember that this is much different than walking away and giving up. This is taking a break, stepping away from your clutter hole, and coming back with a fresh set of eyes. Number 5 is to try a new decluttering strategy. So maybe you've been decluttering for a few months now and it's been going really well, but over the last few days, you just feel like everything has sort of halted and you're confused because you haven't changed anything, but for some reason you just feel so stuck. This could just mean that you need different strategies for different spaces in your home, or it could mean that the excitement that you had from the strategy you were using has sort of faded, or maybe you just need a new strategy to sort of push yourself that little bit further. You could start timing yourself, maybe say, okay, I'm gonna set the timer for 30 minutes and finish everything I can in that time. Maybe you need a challenge tracker to give yourself like a few of those dopamine hits when you're, tracking off all of your goals. Maybe you just need to move to a different part of the house. Like, Marianne, I can't focus on decluttering coats and jackets because it's July and I just can't wrap my mind around it. Sometimes it's even just the smallest tweak. Like maybe you've always started decluttering at 3 p.m. because that worked for you. But maybe you think, okay, what if I do it earlier in the day? Maybe if I start at 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe that might help. Or maybe you try doing a few minutes after work rather than saving it all until Sunday. One of my favorite sayings in life in general is a change is as good as a rest. And I find this can be so accurate with decluttering too. All right, guys, those are my top 5. If you have strategies that you have used and that have worked really well, please share them in the comments below. I know other people read them and that can be so helpful because they might be in a spot that you were at one point. And if you're looking for more decluttering inspiration, make sure you check out my most recent video, which will be right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.